In the mid-1980s, California was gripped by a wave of fear and uncertainty as a series of brutal crimes swept across the state. The perpetrator, who would later be known as the Night Stalker, operated under the cover of darkness, breaking into homes to commit acts of murder, rape, and robbery. This chilling period in Californian history was marked by the terror inflicted by Richard Ramirez, a man whose crimes would leave an indelible mark on the communities he terrorized. Richard Ramirez was born on February 29, 1960, in El Paso, Texas, as the youngest of Julian and Mercedes Ramirez's 5 children. His childhood was marked by episodes of abuse and exposure to violence, elements that would later be scrutinized for their potential role in his descent into criminality. As a teenager, Ramirez developed an interest in Satanism, which would become a disturbing hallmark of his later crimes. The Night Stalker's reign of terror officially began in the summer of 1984, with his first known murder occurring in June. His modus operandi was chillingly consistent. He would select isolated residential homes, often entering through unlocked doors or windows in the dead of night. Once inside, Ramirez displayed a savage versatility in his methods, using guns, knives, or his bare hands to assault his victims. His crimes were not limited to murder. He also committed sexual assaults and burglaries, stealing items of both significant and trivial value. The randomness of Ramirez's attacks and his willingness to target anyone, regardless of age, gender, or ethnicity, spread widespread panic throughout California. The Night Stalker seemed to strike at will, with the police struggling to anticipate his next move or establish a pattern that could lead to his capture. The media frenzy surrounding the case only added to the public's fear, with Ramirez's exploits dominating headlines and news broadcasts. The breakthrough in the case came through the meticulous work of law enforcement, led by detectives Frank Salerno and Gil Carrillo of the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department. They managed to link the seemingly disparate crimes through forensic evidence, including fingerprints and shoe prints left at the scenes of the crimes. This evidence, combined with survivor testimonies, helped to create a profile of the Night Stalker and narrow the search for the suspect. Ramirez's reign of terror came to an end on August 31, 1985, when he was captured by residents of an East Los Angeles neighborhood. Recognizing him from his photos circulated in the media, the residents detained him until the police arrived. His arrest brought a collective sigh of relief to the state, though the subsequent trial would reveal the full extent of his heinous acts. During his trial, Ramirez flaunted his allegiance to Satanism, even going so far as to carve a pentagram into his hand and flash it to the courtroom cameras. In 1989, he was convicted of 13 murders, 5 attempted murders, 11 sexual assaults, and 14 burglaries. He was sentenced to death, though he would ultimately die of natural causes in 2013 while still on death row. The saga of Richard Ramirez, the Night Stalker, marks a grim period in California's history, highlighting the depths of human malevolence and the importance of collective alertness and forensic innovation in crime solving. His reign of terror brought not only suffering, but also pivotal changes in how law enforcement tackles serial offenses. As we conclude this journey through a dark chapter that tested the resilience of human spirit against evil, we honor the legacy of those who ended his terror and the communities affected. If this story has impacted you, please support by liking, sharing, and subscribing for more insights into humanity's complex history.